Everyone. So yesterday was a huge win for the Lakers. Not only did the Lakers finally get to 500 for the first time since last season when we were 24 and 24, the Lakers also got the tiebreaker against Oklahoma City, who they've been very good this year. They are still very likely going to keep coming and trying to fight for a playoff seed. So if we finish with the same record, now we advance and get the higher seed. Same thing with teams like the Warriors. Got several other games coming up in which we're going to need those games and start creating that separation. The Lakers are on a 3-game win streak. You look at the rest of the Lakers schedule, and it's very possible for us to sweep the board. Now, are we? Probably not. Teams lose. You got to play Chicago twice in like a 3-day span or whatever. That's going to be pretty tough. One at home, one on the road. You got a tough road stand coming up in which you're going to have to win 4 out of those 5, ideally. At worst, go 3-2 on the road. But still, it's about we got to 500, right? That was like the looming deficit. That was the thing that we were climbing uphill all season long to get to. You start the season 2-10, your likelihood of just going anywhere. I'm not even talking about like championship or anything like that. I'm talking about just to get into the playoffs is such an uphill battle to climb. And the Lakers are right there, right? The Lakers really did step up when we needed them to. I know people look at some of the games like the Houston, the Mavs game, stuff like that, and they go, man, we really blew those opportunities. Yes, I get it, but we can't go back, right? All we can do is move forward. So let's move forward, right? We're at 500. We got, 8 games left, right? Like we can realistically go on this 8-game stretch and win 5 of the next 3. I don't think that that's unrealistic to be in that position to go and get these wins and end up really kind of just putting ourselves in a position to get into the playoffs. If we are in the play-in, let's get through the play-in and let's go get a W, right? Get that W. Now you're playing, say, the Denver Nuggets or the Sacramento Kings or the Memphis Grizzlies, all teams that I believe the Lakers can truly beat, that the Lakers can truly overcome. We need the Anthony Davis we saw. I'm not saying that he has to give us 37 a game, but this level of just dominance from Anthony Davis gave us 37, 15, 1 steal, just completely just monstrous on both sides of the ball. He leads the league in 30 and 15 games and just added to that total. That's the Anthony Davis we need. LeBron, he's going to be right around the corner. He should be coming back sooner rather than later. We saw a real team effort in this game, which is what I love, right? We always maintained our cool in this game, right? And you've seen that a lot more since we've gotten this new roster, right? Like when we get leads, like even when the team makes that gut punch to try to get back into the fight, we just keep it coming, right? We counter, boom, right? And it's this back and forth, but we do a good job of maintaining. And the only real issue I have is closing quarters better. We really still struggle closing out quarters. We've seen it a lot lately, right? And if we can do a better job of just sewing that up, I mean, good luck beating this team, right? Because we've shown that we can play from behind. We've shown that we can play and blow you out. We've shown that we can play in that grit and grind, just straight punching, the rock throwing type of game. We've done it all, right? We've shot the lights out. We've shot poorly in one. We've shown that we can beat you a multitude of ways. However you want to go about it, we can get that win. And that, I think, is very valuable in and of itself. And a lot of that is without our stars, right? No D'Lo in this game, right? But you saw Dennis Schroeder step up and play huge, right? He completely took over the fourth quarter. We've seen him do it. We've seen Beasley have a game. We've seen, Austin Reeves have games. LeBron James, it's not just on AD and LeBron, which is beautiful about this team and the depth and the talent. Austin Reeves, he had a rough game, but still gave you a solid stat line. And it's all of like the things that he does. He shot poorly, but he still rebound well. Gave you 6 rebounds, 11 points, 9 assists. So he was still playmaking. He was still playing defense. He was doing a lot. And we've seen a lot more of these team wins, unlike anything we've seen before, especially the last several seasons, right? To have this Lakers team and as a committee overcome some of these other teams. And I get, some people might look at this and go, oh, well, it's the Thunder. The Thunder are really good, right? Like, the Thunder are still like 2 games out of being in 4th place, right? Like, so how do you look at it? Either you look at it as all the teams are equally bad or all the teams are equally good, right? So one way or another. So if you think that, the Lakers are bad, then so must be the Warriors and the Suns and the Clippers. So that means outside of the Kings, the Grizzlies, and the Nuggets, everyone else is trash, right? Like that's kind of what I see for people is that like, oh, well, you just beat, you only beat the Thunder or you only beat this. It's like the Thunder are right now 3 games out of 4th. Like they're not that bad, right? And you have SGA who's playing, like an all-star this year. I mean, his numbers are insane this year. He's not going to win it. He's not there yet, but his numbers are still really good. And the Thunder are a very good young team that have some very good and big and talented wins, right? Like this was a huge game. And this was as big for the Thunder as it was for us, right? Like this is 2 teams that needed this win badly. And the Lakers ended up pulling it out. Like that is a great sign. You saw Lonnie Walker. Talk about the ultimate professional. Talk about a guy that stays ready. I mean, seriously. And he showed up massively. 7 of 12 from the field. 4 of 8 from 3. 20 points. 4 rebounds. Right? 3 steals. He was actually really good on the defensive end tonight. He shot the ball really well. And that's been his big knock, is that he's kind of one-dimensional, right? He's a scorer. He's a vacuum scorer, right? You give him 10 minutes, he gets you 10 points. But doesn't really play defense, kind of gets tunnel vision at times, can't really play make for others. He's just kind of like, I get the ball, I shoot it type thing. And tonight, we saw a different Lonnie Walker. I actually was very impressed with Lonnie Walker. Not just his scoring and his shooting. We've known he can do that. But he was staying in front of guys. He was, jumping passing lanes, getting steals. He was playing solid defense. He was knocking down the 3 ball. He was shooting with confidence. He was attacking the rim, being aggressive. He didn't have the tunnel vision that he usually does, right? He had a couple moments where like he just kicked it back out. Or he had that one play where he could have just a month ago, Lonnie Walker would have just went and took all 5 guys. But instead, he brought it out, slowed it down, and we got a nice play. Like, that is what impressed me about Lonnie. Like, so many people want Lonnie Walker to start and want Lonnie Walker to get minutes over Beasley and whomever. My issues with Lonnie is outside of the things that I just mentioned, the tunnel vision, lack of playmaking, lack of defense. Beasley also just runs and is constantly moving, right? He's always trying to find his shot. Like, you see Lonnie Walker, he just kind of sits there and waits and spots up and waits and waits. And maybe he'll go to the other side, but he waits. Where Beasley, he's constantly moving, right? He's never standing still for long, which just puts so much pressure on the defense. And when LeBron gets back, that is very valuable, very valuable. And you're seeing teams literally glue a guy to Beasley because they know Beasley at any moment can just go off, right? Beasley's ceiling is higher when he's playing great than Lonnie's is, right? Just because of his impact. He sees the ball go in, he could knock down 8, 9, 10 threes, with ease and consistency. But he's in a struggle, right? So that's where Lonnie being able to come in and step up was really huge tonight. We needed him, and we needed all 20 points, right? And so, I mean, look, there is definitely a a argument to be made for Lonnie to get minutes. No doubt about it. But the only one that you really can give him minutes over is Beasley. And so right now, yes, you could do that. Or you just split it. Like I said, I wouldn't mind if you just used him in a vacuum role where it's like, hey, we're going to give you 10 minutes a game. You have the green light in those 10 minutes. And we need you to go get us 10 points. I think he's a guy that can absolutely do that. He can get you 10 points in 10 minutes regularly, right? And if he just doesn't have it, he doesn't have it that night, you just sit him and it's not a big deal, right? But if he does have it, he's a one-man fast break at times. His just athleticism and speed and stuff is just very valuable in spots, right? I don't think you can give him a heavy dose of minutes. I mean, if he's playing like he did today, I think he can. I mean, he played 24 minutes. I mean, he was great, like I said, on the defensive end. So much so, Darvin Ham trusted him to close, and he was big. He came through big in those closing moments, right? So I just think it depends on the Lonnie that's playing, right? If you get a consistent Lonnie like tonight, then beautiful, right? Let him play. Figure it out, right? It's a good problem to have. But in general, this team is just so much fun to watch. So talented. Jared Vanderbilt's over here guarding everybody from Luka to Brandon Ingram to SGA to Kyrie. It's incredible the versatility we have with this team. All of the switchability, just guys that you see one guy step up one night, another guy steps up another night. It's wins by committee. And it can at any given night, a different guy can beat you. And that is valuable. And once we get LeBron back, it's going to make things so much easier. So much easier. I mean, we have some blatant clear holes. A lot of those holes are going away once we get LeBron back, right? Every team has weaknesses. No team is a perfect team, right? Because if you were a perfect team, you'd be 82-0, right? But this team has the potential to be as close as it can get. This team, in my opinion, legitimately has a shot. Now, will they? I don't know. We'll see, right? How tired are we? How beat are we? Or is the chemistry going to start showing come the playoffs? Are we going to be able to keep that? Are we going to be able to be consistent come the playoffs? Are we going to be able to play the defense? But with LeBron, you're talking a top 5 offense, number 1 defense. I mean, that's an NBA championship level team. The only team in the league this year that has a top 5 offense, top 5 defense is the Boston Celtics. When the Lakers have LeBron, they're the second team. Thing is, they haven't done it all year because we had a previous team and all that stuff. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But this was a huge win. And I'm so glad we're finally at 500. Right? It's like that ghost we were chasing for so long. And we finally caught it. Finally got up to it. And here we are. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What did you think of this win? Were you impressed? Were you proud? Are you excited that we're at 500? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments.